Well, it's time to get started. This is Chris Kenny, the president of the Social 5 Development Group. I want to welcome everybody to our Discovery webinar. Rob, let's go ahead and push the next button there. This is the highlight of the whole presentation, Rob, that I want to make sure everybody has a chance to see. That's right, folks, the legal disclaimer. So anyways, let's get started with our presentation here today. We've got our Discovery webinar. It's an online session designed to provide you with a high-level overview of the business opportunity selling Social 5 social media and digital marketing services. As I mentioned, I'm Chris Kenny, the president of the Social 5 Development Group. And as we get started here, I need you to pay attention to the disclaimer that we have there. And we need to take care of that for the legal side of things as we get going today. Many of you are familiar with Social 5 and the Social 5 Development Group, but just in case, Social 5 Development Group is the company that does the license sales and all the support and training of the licensees. It's Social 5 that provides all of the services that are sold by those licensees. Today, I'm joined with Rob Wellman, Jeremiah Stetler, and Rich Christianson of Social 5, and they're going to be providing the bulk of the Christianson of Social, and they're going to be providing the. Okay, I'm getting some massive feedback here, so hopefully you're not getting that either. Anyways, we want to go ahead and get started right away. So what I want to do is introduce you to Jeremiah Stetler and Rob Wellman of Social 5. Guys, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Welcome aboard, everyone. We're pleased that you joined us today for this discovery session. Before we get started, I want to test the audio to make sure you can hear us okay. On your panel, there's the ability to raise your hand and ask a question. We're getting a comment here. Mike indicated can't hear you. We're cutting in and out. Is that still the case? Let's see. Let's make sure audio is working today. It's getting better, Lisa said. Okay. All right. So we'll watch the online messages there if you're unable to hear us. But welcome aboard. We're pleased to spend a few minutes with you today. Here's the agenda for today's meeting. We're going to give a little overview of the social media industry and what we're embarking upon there. We're also going to cover the market opportunity that's available to our licensed partners, our approach to the market. We're also going to outline our momentum to date so you can see how we're doing. We'll cover our competitive advantages and how we differentiate from other businesses. We'll show you our solutions so that you can get an idea of what you would be selling if you join us as a licensed partner. We'll also show you some case studies so you can see some real live examples of customers and the impact that our services are having on their businesses. We'll show you what a customer experiences once they say, yes, I want to join your service. We'll show you the on-ramp experience. And then finally, Chris will show you the support that's given to our licensed partners to ensure success. So with that, let's start with this social media industry and take a look at the significant industry that we're embarking upon. And really the question is, why social media? Why is it working? And here's a couple of ways to look at it. Consider Nike, one of the best marketing companies in the world, has recently stated that they'll no longer spend $4 million on a 30-second Super Bowl commercial to reach 200 million viewers. And that's because they're doing it every day online. Now, consider this for a moment. They built their brand with the celebrity endorsement commercials on television, and Nike hasn't been on TV for about 6 years. You'll see a spot here or there, but they've completely pivoted to this new world of digital marketing because it's far more cost effective than television or radio or traditional advertising mechanisms. So really the point here is the most sophisticated marketing companies have already pivoted away from traditional marketing to the world of digital and social media marketing. Here's another way to look at this world of social and digital marketing. This is an independent study done by Forrester, very reputable marketing outlet. And they've indicated that $9.7 billion will be spent this year on social media marketing. That's in the year 2015. It's anticipated to grow to 17.3 billion by 2019. So massive growth in this sector. 70% of all business owners that were surveyed indicated they will increase their social media marketing this year. And staggering numbers, 25% of all marketing is spent in the world of internet and social media marketing. So this is a big opportunity. Here's one other way to look at it. Think back to radio. It took 38 years to reach 50 million viewers. And now comes along television, and it takes 13 years to reach an audience of 50 million viewers. Then comes along the internet, and in 4 years, they amass an audience of 50 million. Now consider social media, with Facebook being the example. How long did it take Facebook to reach an audience of 50 million? Only 9 months to double the audience of 100 million. Today, Facebook is reporting 1.5 billion active users. So businesses that don't have a social strategy with a free business Facebook page are really missing an opportunity. 1 out of every 7 minutes online is spent on Facebook. And on August 28th, the president of Facebook indicated that for the first time in their platform's history, 1 out of every 7 people on the earth logged on. 1 billion people logged on that single day. Since then, they've had at least 1 billion people log on every day since August 28th. This is a massive platform that for the small business owner is the great equalizer, because it's free to turn it on. Unlike television or radio or newspaper or billboards, a business can turn on a business Facebook page and access 1.5 billion active people today. Now, it's not just Facebook. Twitter is the number 2 social media channel with 320 reported active users. 80% of all Twitter users are utilizing it from a mobile device. There's been 3 billion tweets launched or sent since the launch of Twitter. Over 500 million tweets sent every day. And it is the number 2 social network by B2B marketers, which is interesting because it's primarily a B2C tool. And LinkedIn is the largest professional network on the internet with 400 million members, 200 countries and territories. There's 2 professionals a second signing up for LinkedIn. So again, it's not just Facebook, but there's several very progressive social media tools. This is for real. And in case you missed it, this has already happened. There are more people accessing the internet via mobile device than a desktop device. And as social and mobile continue to grow, keep in mind that this digital platform is still the longest running, and that's email. 182 billion emails sent every day. So what does Social 5 do? We provide solutions that help customers connect with their businesses, with their customers, current customers and future customers. And we do that by providing social, mobile, and email solutions. And in today's competitive digital marketplace, you have to have a social, mobile, and email strategy to stay competitive. Those are the solutions that we provide in this rapidly growing world of social media. Let's talk just for a minute about how big the opportunity is. This is one way to look at it. The U.S. Business Census did a survey of all businesses in America. And they've indicated that 86% of all businesses in America have less than 14 employees. So think about that for a minute. How big is the market? Which is a question I would ask if I were you on the call today. How big is this opportunity? And the answer to that is massive. 86% of all businesses in America are in our target audience of who we're going after. And you think about just down the street, all the businesses that you pass, they're all a prime target for the solutions that we've been providing. So with that, let me turn it over to Jeremiah to talk about an effective social media strategy and how our solutions play into that.
Yeah, hey, it's great to be with you. This is Jeremiah Stetler. I want to talk with you a little bit about, what it takes for a small business, particularly when you think about a business with fewer than 14 employees. What does it take for them to launch an effective marketing strategy? And really the first thing is they need to have a good graphical design on social media. I mean, in the same way that you wouldn't open up your store if you still had peeling paint or a door that was crooked on the hinges or broken awnings, whatever it happens to be, you need to have a good graphical presence to start out to make a good first impression. Next, it comes down to a professional writer. Especially if you're in an industry that's complex like insurance or finance or something like that, you want a professional writer that can help you navigate those waters, write engaging content that's relevant to your industry. Next is a technology expert. And you think about this, and sometimes you think, Facebook's easy. We can make a post on there, but did you realize that on Facebook, a business page can have the opportunity to have 3 additional business pages off of your Facebook business profile? Or did you know that you can collect data directly off of a contesting app or run a blog directly on Facebook? I mean, there's some things that they're really incredible you can do if you have a technology expert. Next, it comes down to a social media strategist, someone who can help you understand, is Twitter the right platform for me? Is it LinkedIn? Knowing where to best spend your dollars is important. And then there are a variety of other roles that you can play, everything from contesting to advertising. Facebook, LinkedIn, Google AdWords, those advertising mechanisms are extremely powerful if they're done right. An SEO specialist to help you be found for local SEO, or if you have an online business. A photo manager so you don't find yourself in problems with posting copyright protected images. Legal officers, email marketers. These are things that are important for a small business. So when we look at the space, the marketing space out there of who is our competition in providing these services to a small business, the first one's going to surprise you a little bit. Really, the first one is no social strategy at all. You have small businesses that say, do I want to be in social media or do I not want to be in social media? That's our biggest competitor right there. Okay. Number 2 on the list is people who want to try it themselves and experiment with it themselves. And we'd always recommend against this because people got in business to do what they do best. I mean, to do their industry rather than focus their time on social media. Number 3 on that list comes down to a marketing agency that tends to be very expensive. These are agencies who it will cost them multiple thousands of dollars a month to run their marketing campaign. Okay, and then the last one is limited marketing dollars. Of people are they willing to spend money on marketing, and is social media a priority for them? Those are the places where we see the competition. Quite frankly, there is nobody in our space that does what we do, for the small business. All right, so let's jump in then and talk about our approach. It really tends to be a turnkey solution. We want to provide a full round of social and digital marketing tools for customers. We have a team of experts both on the content side, the graphic side, technology side, and we want to make it affordable so that a small business or real estate agent can afford to be part of the service. Okay, we do have some amazing momentum today with some of the advantages with our business, and let me share those with you. That currently we are in multiple countries, multiple languages: English, Spanish, French. We have hundreds of active industries on the system. We're currently writing for just under 300 active industries, and then thousands of clients who have been using our service. And here's why. So when we come into this next slide, let me show you the three pillars of our business. The last one is a very important one to us, and the reason why we want to be on this call today with you. So when we jump in, the first one is content. Content is hard. It's hard to scale, to provide a model that allows our salespeople to go down any main street USA and sell to every business that's on that street, whether they're an insurance agency or a whatever it happens to be, a barbecue restaurant. Okay, so content creation. Next one is the technology that allows us to send that content out over thousands of customers. And the last one, which is super important, is the speed to market. I mentioned that the playing field is fairly open right now, and we want to capture up as much of that market share as possible. And to do that, and to do it in a geographically dispersed way, in a way that we can really tackle this market internationally, it comes to finding talented professionals like yourselves that can come in and partner with us. Okay, so we're going to just go into a little bit more depth about the content team first, and then move into distribution and sales. So the content team is designed to scale. Everything in our company is built to scale. We want to know how we can get it to 1,000, how to get it to 10,000 without having to raise that price beyond what's affordable to customers. So here's how we do it with content. We have a core group of senior editors that manage the tone, the content, the voice of our content, and work directly with customers. These individuals oversee a group of what we call line editors. Okay, and the line editors, let's see if they'll pop up there on the screen for me. Line editors are editors who are in training, you may say. They work behind the scenes on refining the content, making sure it's nice, that it's entertaining, engaging, and industry relevant. And then lastly, we have a large freelance writing pool that consists of people who are in professional environments. They could be in places such as the Washington Post, or they could be in a marketing agency. They could be working at a university as a professor. These are people who have one foot in the social media world and another foot in the professional world, which helps us tremendously in getting people who know what they're talking about, who don't have to go through the learning curve of a new industry. So I'll give you an example here with our real estate team. This is a look at our core team in real estate with Leslie Mitchell managing that team. She worked at USA Today, Arizona Republic, Salt Lake Tribune. Her team consists of a number of individuals. Ward Lowe, who is Director of Communications at the Texas Association of Realtors. Irene Didio, who is a chief content writer at Sotheby's International Realty. Jeff Marcus, who currently writes real estate for the Washington Post. David Moley, who is the president and CEO of a company that sends out mortgage bulletins to loan officers in the Midwest. Okay, really incredible people. We don't just give lip service to our team. This is just a fun look at some of the content. Notice that it's not all just kind of boring industry content. We do fun things like at the top there before the Super Bowl is for a haircutting place. Hey, want to know the difference between a Super Bowl cut and a Super Bowl cut? Get in before the big game. Okay, we want to have just some fun things that we can post. Now into the delivery system, and Rich will talk about this one in just a few minutes, but it's really how we get the content out. And I'll show you a little look behind the scenes here at what our system does, highly automated in a way that allows writers to get in from anywhere around the world and post content into a platform that then can distribute that content in different ways to Facebook or to Twitter or to LinkedIn. It allows that content to be distributed automatically to those customers without us having to have a human being jump in and post directly on their page. You'll see our little auto librarian there on the bottom of the screen, but we can create a customized schedule for everyone. All right, so with that, I'm going to pass it over to Rob to talk about that third tier, which is super important, the sales model.
And let me summarize what Jeremiah has just said. Any good social media strategy must have great content. And it's really no different in radio or television. You have to have great content. So that's the first pillar. The second is this technology that allows us to distribute it efficiently so that we can bring the price point affordably to small business owners. But our third advantage as a company is you who join us as sales partners. It's a land grab right now. It's a speed to market. And so we have chosen a go-to-market strategy where we share revenue and we have speed to market. And it's pretty fun for those that join us to participate in this amazing land grab. And we want to show you the approach that we have with our sales model. So we take kind of a baseball analogy here, that we want our sales partners to sell single businesses all day long. But we also want them to be working on doubles, triples, and home runs, or bigger opportunities. So on the right, you see examples of larger opportunities, and then on the left, single businesses. Let me just show you an example of some single businesses that have joined our service in the last 60 to 90 days, just so you can get an a feel for the customer examples that are joining our service. Let's see. I think I've got this in the wrong order here, so let me show you some customer examples. Bank of England recently joined us. First Bank of Utah, so in the financial sector. Here's a realtor. A couple of realtors, one from Remax. Then you see a State Farm insurance agent. You see a home builder up in the Park City area. You see a mortgage professional. You see an accountant. You also see a golf course, precious metals, weight loss. Here's a toy company where you can sign up and rent different toys. Here's a retirement home for the elderly, transportation services, limo, sporting equipment or uniforms, go-kart. And again, just to give you an idea of the type of businesses that join us every day, here is some businesses in the medical industry, motion orthopedics. Here's a foot and ankle doctor. Here's a neurology. And here's a family, therapist. You'll see another eye doctor, an eye clinic. You'll see a pharmacy, and even just a massage parlor. So again, giving you the idea of the type of businesses that join us every day, from the mosquito guy to heavy equipment, plumbing, HVAC, engineering company, collision repair, battery bills, even a dry cleaner. And to finish maybe with a couple other quick examples on restaurants, high-end restaurants, a catering company, rustic chicken. Here's some water out of Las Vegas, even some pop culture, a pool company, home brewing company. And I guess if you want to make moonshine at home, you need a lawyer to protect you. It gives you an idea of the type of businesses that are joining us. And the other example that I had this slide backwards, so I'm going to just jump back to it because I want you to see this. This is some of the higher end opportunities that our licensed partners are participating in. Associations. And these are aggregating small businesses together so that you get access to many like businesses. And what you see on screen are some associations that our partners have already brought on, from contracting to insurance to medical or manufacturing. You also see franchises. That's another larger opportunity. We had a licensed partner join us just a few weeks ago, and we're working on an opportunity where they have 950 individual franchises, and we have a proposal in front of them where the company would pay for the services for all of their franchises. You also see strategic opportunities like mortgage companies. Kaiser Permanente is a customer that we've had for a couple of years now. as well as MLM companies or affiliated organizations that perhaps develop websites and want to add our services. So that's some examples of what our licensed partners are selling into today that aren't single businesses, but this many to one. So with that, let me turn it back to Jeremiah to talk about the solutions that are available to sell to customers every day.
Awesome. Yeah, and this is an exciting part. I want to show you the real breadth of what some of those solutions are. And I think as we start out, the best way to think of it is in three pillars of our company. Get social, which is a social-oriented package. Get engaged, and get noticed. Each of those with different price points based on a customer's budget. From the very inexpensive starter package that is really the foundation of everything we do, a Facebook package, to coming down under Get Social, when you'll see three packages we'll talk about today. Under each of those, Get Engaged, Get Noticed, three different options with everything from a lower priced blue package to going up to the more elite, higher priced orange package that really can bring about some strong results in the eyes of a customer. So let's jump into those. Forgot one thing, the bundle there at the end. Each of these we have designed some packages or bundles that put together the very most effective pieces of our service and discount those for customers. If you can sell one of these bundles, a Savvy or Zen, it is a home run for you as a salesperson in the longevity of the client. That is guaranteed to keep them on the system for a long period of time. So let's talk about these, the Get Social packages. We'll move through these fairly quickly, but I want to just give you an idea of what we have to offer. This is the full scope of our Get Social package. But let's jump over to the first one. The starter package starts at $150, Facebook only package. Really nice foundational piece. Mobile, if they want to have a mobile business card, mobile blog, email marketing campaign, $200 to really get them started. Then we combine the two into something we call the SOMO package, so social and mobile, and we throw in a couple extra things. We do have the Facebook and we do have mobile, but we also throw in Twitter as well with that. But our highest level package really comes down to this Max package, and highest level content package. Super popular because it incorporates a number of things that really lead to high customer satisfaction. We include Facebook and Twitter, and we put LinkedIn in, which is super valuable if you have a B2B business. We put in mobile, but take a look at some of the other elements. Analytical tracking to be able to look at how their social media performance is going. A review app that allows there to be some curation of reviews, so you don't have a negative review that hurts you along the way. This is a curated app. A textable business card, super important. Now, before we move on to this slide, let me just direct your attention over to the left-hand side of the screen. There is a component that's part of every single package. The first is that team of experts, and we talked about that early on, of having professional graphics, writers, technology experts. That's an important piece of every single package that we offer. Down below is Social 5 University. We really believe in ongoing education. So this includes monthly webinars, and we do it for people at a beginning stage and advanced stage. We archive those so they can listen to them anytime. That's an important, valuable piece to our campaign. And it's not because we're trying to be a self-help tool. It's because we want to help them not only have somebody do their social media for them, but become more savvy in the process. All right, Get Engaged is an audience building component. So first you have content. Now we move into a way to build your audience, get people to interact more. So we have a Boost, Target, and Grow package. So let me show you first the Boost package. This is where we can take their content on Facebook, and this is one that I want to really emphasize. In fact, Rob was quoted on entrepreneur.com about this very package with making sure that you give your content a paid boost. Okay, so I can pay $5, $10, $20 and guarantee that my content can be seen by several thousand people in my target market. So boosting content is an important and an affordable way to start accelerating your campaign. The next one is target. And let me just move over to that slide. Target is advertising. Advertising in the online world is pretty incredible. I come from the newspaper world, spent 15 years as a political journalist. Please don't hold that against me. And really, advertising was not super targetable. It was based on sending out to your subscription base. But here we can target based on their location, if they're male or female, their age, their income level, what their consumer behavior is online. Lots of things there. So $250 to do that. Next is the grow package, and this is super important. I love to say sell orange, sell orange, sell orange. That's that was the max package before, but this grow package is scalable contesting. Okay, so these are contests that include. Right now, we're in the midst of a giveaway of a catered Super Bowl party with a free flat screen TV. We have a snorkeling trip to Cozumel, tickets to the NBA Finals. We have Broadway tickets, a Park City ski vacation, some really amazing prizes where each one is valued at $1,000 just in the prize, and the customer doesn't have to pay for it. Okay, because we're able to take this package, we're able to put apps and content out on their page throughout the contest and leverage that prize over multiple customers to give them a highly scalable, highly beneficial audience building campaign. Get noticed. This is SEO for small business. So really there are three packages here, launch, lift, and elevate. If we move into launch, this is for businesses that are trying to appeal to a real geographic market. And I'll be really kind of brief on this to give you a high level. Launch is designed to push their business information out to more than 100 different directories, car navigation systems, Siri, Android, major search engines, social media channels for a very small price, to pay to get them noticed. The next one is lift, where then we introduce an online business profile that starts to target certain keywords. If you want to be found for dry cleaning, if you want to be found for barbecue, this helps you be found for certain search terms, and then we track it to see how many times your content is indeed viewed. And then the final one is elevate, and this one is a super robust package that combines getting your information out to all those channels, searching for multiple keywords, and then creating some custom blog content with keyword optimization, and also doing some expanded website boosting, where we can drive some additional traffic and increase the popularity of their website. So as you can see, there's a wide breadth of what we offer: social tools, SEO tools, audience building tools, and that really makes up the core of what we do. Now, getting the bundle, I mentioned that there are two packages that we highly recommend, especially when it comes to longevity. When someone is on a content-only package, they can be satisfied for a period of time. But content alone will not grow a Facebook page or a LinkedIn page in the same way that a contest or advertising will. So this package, the Savvy package, which is one of our most popular, it combines content, so our orange content package, with our orange grow package, so our contesting package, to make sure that customer sees some incredible growth in their page. Okay, very cool. They get a discount of $100 off that package. Then they come to Zen, and this one is their entire digital footprint: social media, contesting, and the best that we have in terms of SEO, and they get a $200 discount on the package for bundling that way. And you can guarantee when you have someone in this package, they don't go away very easy, okay? Because there's a lot of elements to satisfy the customer. So that's the breadth of our package. I'll hand that over to Rob to kind of talk about that customer experience a little bit as they come on.
Okay, so once you've sold a package and the customer says, let's get started, it begins with an onboarding session with their team of experts, their writing team, their content team, their technology and social media strategist team. And they collaborate on the strategy, and they begin the process. And it's a 14-day process from the onboarding session to when the customer's live. And just a quick glimpse of what that looks like from a customer perspective. First of all, we'll begin with the creation of their Facebook page or connecting to the one they already have. We'll want to make sure there's professional graphics on that page. There's a profile picture or logo. Custom tabs are created so that there's a portal into other things like their website or their blog. And then the professional content is created specifically for their business. So again, the first step is our graphics team will design their Facebook page so they'll go from an amateur to a professional online leader. Not just Facebook, but depending on their package, it could include Twitter and LinkedIn as well. So that's the first part of the onboarding process. And then the content is created and posted 3 times a week on their Facebook page, almost daily on Twitter, and several times a week on their LinkedIn page. So again, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, depending on their package. They'll also receive a couple of blog posts a month, which is more in-depth articles written by their professional writing team. And they'll also receive a monthly email to all of their customers. And again, this all comes free with their package: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, email. And all built on a mobile platform that allows them to capture email addresses anywhere, anytime from a handheld device. So instead of exchanging business cards, they'll simply collect an email address, put it into their mobile suite, and hit join. And when they do so, an email is automatically sent to the recipient that has all of their contact information, a link to their blog. And then the best part about this is once they have connected with them via this email, they're in their system and they'll receive a monthly email as part of the service. So again, it combines email, social, blog, on a mobile platform to take advantage of today's digital trends. And then once they're looking like a pro with their social package, as Jeremiah mentioned, depending on what program they signed up for, it might include Twitter, review apps to get their customers talking about them instead of them talking about them, online directories, SEO strategies, campaigns, contests, or advertising. So that's what it looks like during the onboarding process to build all of these tools, and then 14 days after that, they're live. And at that point, they're not left on their own. They have access to Social 5 University. They have their own account manager, and their writing team is reaching out to them, looking at the analytics and figuring out how to tweak and make it better. So it's a journey that we embark on together, but does include free access to Social 5 University. Jeremiah is going to cover 2 case studies, and then we'll conclude by showing you the support that a licensee receives when they join us in this opportunity.
All right, thank you. And hey, as we near the end of this, please feel free to leave any questions. I've seen a number of questions, come through today, and we'd love to touch on some of those as we get here near the end. So that's on the right-hand side of your screen under questions. Feel free to ask anything, and we'll get to those in just a moment. In terms of case studies, I love numbers and the analytics that come through these accounts. First one I want to give to you is for a large corporate account that we track our analytics for customers on a monthly basis here with Young Living. They started out with 435,000 fans when they had their distributors come onto our system. And you'll see up there in the upper right-hand corner some of the change that has happened. Now, for their service, we doubled the size of their audience base, for their distributors. But the one that's more significant to me is take a look down there in the middle about monthly content views. Over this group or corporation that has just about 3,500 active distributors there, their content was seen 8.1 million times. Okay, that's pretty incredible from a marketing perspective. But more than anything, what you can see is there's just an upward trend in what we're doing there. There's a real tangible benefit to them from a marketing perspective. The next one is from Kaiser Permanente, reputable company. What happened with Kaiser is, as with any kind of healthcare insurance company, they move slowly and meticulously. Okay, and they track the performance of our service over a year period. And what you'll see there on the side of the screen is what happened to brokers who were on the service versus those who were not. Okay, so what they saw, the top line, all Kaiser Permanente brokers saw an increase in their business 5x over the previous year. Those who participated in Social 5 increased their business 13x. Okay, that one statistic led them to decide not only to keep us providing services, but to expand services within their Kaiser network. Then down below, you'll see Summit brokers who participated in Social 5 and those who did not. Summit was an agency that they ran a double-blind study on. They took half of the agency and used our service, and the other half, they did nothing with that service, didn't introduce any additional programs over the time. And you see that there was a change of 5x for those who were participating and 2x for those who weren't. So really cool to see what can happen with a social media service, that it is a legitimate building block for their marketing campaign and bringing additional dollars into their business.
Before we turn it back over to Chris to talk about the support that a licensed partner receives, there was a couple of questions that came in, a few by Jim. First question Jim asked is, how long has Social 5 been in business? We launched in April of 2012 and began piloting different services. And so a little over 4 years now, we're approaching 10,000 customers. In third quarter, we added 1,700 new customers. So we're beginning to accelerate. And another question that Jim asked is, what is your customer retention? Our target is to have a 20% or an 80% retention of customers, which is the industry average in advertising. The first few years were not at that target. The last year has been at or exceeding that target of 80% retention. So good question by Jim. And then another question Jim asked is, why would someone use Social 5 and not a local ad agency or service provider? The answer to that is very easy: price. An ad agency charges an exorbitant amount to provide the services. They cannot do it at the price point that we provide. And again, our target audience is small business owners at a price point that they can afford. And ad agencies cannot scale to the price and the quality that we provide. In fact, many of our licensees have been working with ad agencies to take our services and deliver them to their customers because it's far more affordable than they can do themselves. So that is an affiliate opportunity that a licensee has to work with ad agencies to utilize our services for their customers. And then one other comment by Jim was no mention of SEO, and that question may have come earlier in the conversation. Certainly, our Engage or our Get Noticed products include SEO and SEM services. And Jeremiah, was there another question?
One thing I'd mention on the SEO too. SEO is a super valuable service to sell. We're only about a year into selling SEO. Our retention rate is 93%. Okay, it's very significant. And if you can bundle a social package with SEO, it helps tremendously in terms of the recurring revenue you're able to bring in. So there was one last category, or one last question that came in about, is there category exclusivity? And please jump in here if I'm misinterpreting the question, but it's if we jump into automotive, if we jump into real estate, do we guarantee a certain corporation exclusivity with our content? And we do not at this point. It's all about grabbing market share. And Rob, is there anything you would add on that front?
Jeremiah, I'm interpreting the question by Jim as, could I have exclusivity as a licensed partner in a particular industry or customer? That's how I'm interpreting the question. So Jim, if that's the intent of the question, let me answer it this way. When a licensed partner, for example, embarks with Kaiser Permanente, then they own that customer, and another licensed partner is excluded from selling into Kaiser because they built that opportunity together. So once a licensed partner embarks upon a particular customer, then it's theirs and it's theirs to keep. Particular industries, we have a lot of licensed partners that come to us with vast experience in particular industries, and that's what they're focused in on. We don't necessarily exclude other licensed partners from selling to that industry unless there are some good reasons for doing that, and we're open to those ideas. But I will say that the market opportunity is so massive. At one point, we had in our pilot 3 salespeople in a single county in Utah, and they didn't run into each other in 9 months. So the market opportunity is so massive that we haven't had a single licensed partner run into anybody else. But when you register an opportunity or a particular customer, you can have confidence that another licensee can't take that from you. You can also have confidence that we, as a corporation, will not engage with those customers directly. We sell all of our services through our licensing and partnering model. So I think those were the questions, Chris. Perhaps you can talk about the support here for licensed partners.
Let's see. I think we may be down on audio. Can we just have those who can hear the audio right now raise your hand, please? Okay, it looks like our audio is down. What we may want to do. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Check. It's muted. Do you want to put the microphone? Check. Are you muted, Rob?
No, is that okay?
It's coming up across as muted. Let's see. We lost the audio on your side. Here, I'm gonna plug in on mine. Hey, check. Let me just check. Can people hear me okay? Will you raise your hand if you can hear this? Okay, check. Let's see. Rob, let's have you connect by phone. Oh, here we go. I think we got it. Check. Can you hear all right? If you can raise your hand, if you can hear the audio, that would be great. Okay, so we're seeing some hands go up. So Rob, I think we're back in business.
Hey, we apologize for that. Jim made the comment, hey, not really impressed for a technology company to have audio-visual problems, and couldn't agree more, Jim. And I hope you hit that question to our CTO when he comes in.
Oh, great.
Now, it looks like we've had some internet connectivity issues today, so we apologize for that. Let's turn it over to Chris to review the licensing support and then conclude with some questions for our CTO. Correct, Chris?
No, that sounds great. Rob, thank you. Yeah, we often get asked a lot of questions by people when we speak individually about this business opportunity. We take a look at, hey, what's going to happen in the next 60 to 90 days, or what happens once I get started here? And so what we do is we have a series of training and support services that we provide all of our licensees. So no matter who you are, we've got licensee support. So everybody that comes on board gets an account manager. That's a named person that gives you the opportunity to contact somebody whenever you've got a question. So if you ever say, who does I contact here? I'm not sure what to do there. It's no problem. You just contact your account manager. We've got a resource portal, and that's where you'll be able to go get and download information that it will help you sell the services even more. We also do some things with sales support and mentoring that'll help you out. It's the type of thing that if you had a big deal coming up, a great big presentation, you wanted somebody to listen in, to be on board, to participate in it, to answer questions you weren't able to answer, we've got somebody that can join you in that. So we've got a number of ways that we can provide sales support for you. As you get started, we do some sales mentoring with you. We want you to hit the ground running. We want you to be successful from the get-go. So we will assign somebody who has sold a lot of these products to mentor you. And so that's the idea, that you've got somebody that will actually give that presentation for you on your first 5, 10, 15 contacts, so that you can hear somebody give it. You can assist in that. You can strategize before and after the contact or presentation. All of that's available to you to help you get started quickly. We also have a newsletter that goes out each month. You get a nice article. You get information on social media, definitions, schedule for what the training is coming up. We give all that via newsletter. And then we also, to kick you off, we have some nice training that happens for you. So we have the ability to come out there and help you get started with the training. And the first thing we do is kick that off once we get the signed contract with a welcome aboard email. We schedule a call and we introduce what's going to happen with the training. And with the training, you have a series of sessions that you go through with subject matter experts. So you get to the background and history of Social 5. You get sales, social media sales 101. You get understanding of the contract intake, process. You get a review of the products. You get a introduction into social media and social media channels, to the content delivery system, all of that through your Fast Start training. We also provide ongoing training. We have the Advisor Training Series that takes place the first and third Thursdays of every month. You have a training webinar. We have various topics that give you hints and tips and techniques on selling the social media products. We give you information on the upcoming promotions. We've done a whole series on preparing for the sale and what you need to prepare for that meeting. So we've just got a lot of stuff going on with the Advisor Training Series. The Social 5 University is something that you get access to, and that appeals to a broader audience, and it's very specific to social media and digital marketing training. How to build followers, how to get likes, how to build an audience. These type of things are all part of the Social 5 University. The other thing we do with training is we just have training on demand. If you've got some concerns about, let's say you don't quite understand LinkedIn, or would like more information on Facebook, or you'd like some more training on the products, etc., we can put all that together for you. So these are the things that we do at the Social 5 Development Group in the area of advisor training and support. So I hope that helps everybody understand what's going to happen once you come on board, get started, and what happens on down the road. And with that, I want to introduce Rich Christianson. He's a co-founder of Social 5. He is the CTO. He is the person behind, you saw the slide earlier that Jeremiah presented on the Social 5 content delivery system. He is the author and oversees all of that development, is the guy that's put together that intellectual property. So welcome, Rich.
Thank you. That's quite the intro. I have a lot to live up to, man.
I've got a whole other one for you there. But Rich, what and those of you that have been on these discovery webinars before have known that in a lot of the webinars past, Rich, we've had a lot of people that have come previously with a lot of different questions. And as we've done this over the past few months, Rich, it's kind of narrowed down to where we have the very similar questions asked. So you've done this before, and we want to just kind of head through those questions. And Jeremiah introduced the back-end system a little bit ago. Would love to have you go into a little bit more information, a little more, let's just call it an overview of how the services are delivered from so many content writers down so many different channels to so many different customers, and how is that done so efficiently?
Sure. So, let's see. I think to answer that question, it kind of goes back to why Social 5 at all? Why is this even a thing? Why does it exist? And to me, the Social 5 exists in a very specific sort of niche, you could say, that is unfulfilled by other needs, which is small businesses need good content at a low cost. And that's sort of like, you hear that and you're like, oh, it's kind of impossible. How are we supposed to do that? Because content, if anyone knows, they've tried to do it themselves. It takes a lot of energy. And if you're not going to do it yourself, it takes a lot of money. So that's really where Social 5 shines, is providing that content. But in order to do so, you really need to be efficient in how you create this content and manage it and distribute it to all of your customers around the globe. You could use something like Hootsuite to make that happen, but you quickly run out of time and hours in the day to manage Hootsuite. It's even that requires a lot of effort to get in and set schedules and configure everything and write the content, and on top of that run your business. You can see that you run out of time. So that's really where Social 5 shines, and where it's a great licensee opportunity is that our system is designed to take care of all of the dirty details. It's automated to the extent that when we configure it, and it's very flexible by nature, but we can configure it to do very specific things, to deliver a specific kind of content to a very particular customer with on this schedule, with this, whether we want videos or images or posts and whatnot, et cetera. We can customize all these little details, and that allows us to give a service that is sort of guided by this algorithm, you could say, that we have, and provide this service at a very low cost to our customers. Long-winded response, but hopefully that answers.
No, that's good. And which often, Rich, brings up the next question, which is, we've got a lot of people on the call today that are thinking about going out and selling this and talking to a lot of people. What is your plan for being able to scale the system to be able to handle upcoming workloads?
Good question. So scale, like I think these guys here will probably recognize my answer to that. If it doesn't scale, we're not interested. That's sort of my personal motto, and that's really what it comes down to for what makes Social 5 special. We're only valuable to our licensees and to our customers if we can scale to meet oncoming demand and keep those prices really low, be very efficient. And so that has been sort of part of the game plan from day one, is how do we scale this from where we're at today? On day one, it was one customer. How do we scale that to 10 customers, and then from there to 10, and then 100, and then 1,000, and soon here we'll hit 10,000, right? And so everything that we do, we keep that in mind. And we're always thinking, what happens when we doubled our customers? Can we handle that? And what problems will we encounter, both technology-wise and people-wise? Because those are sort of two ways that you need to scale. And there's always a plan in place for making that happen. So without getting into the annoying mind-numbing details of exactly how we plan to scale, that's the game plan. Call us Social Scaling 5 if you want, because we're really all about that scale. So bring on the volume, bring on the customers. We're ready for whatever you can throw at us.
Right. No worries. One of the questions we often get asked now at that point, Rich, is the idea of how do you secure the infrastructure as you build it out and operate from it?
Yeah, so again, that's something that's been on our mind for quite some time. In the past few years, especially, that's become more of a prevalent issue with, intrusions into corporate networks and stealing of personal data. So that's really on our minds. And again, without going into too much detail, really we employ industry standard practices of setting up firewalls, using security hardened kernels on our servers, making sure that every step of the way we do what is necessary to keep the data secure and to ensure that everything's well taken care of. One example of that is we are PCI compliant with regard to our processing of credit cards. So we don't even have, here at the main office, we don't even have direct access through our back end to the credit card numbers of our customers. So if somebody broke in, they wouldn't be able to steal that data. because we allow our credit card processor to store that data. So things like that. We're making sure that preventing intrusions from occurring, and then ensuring that if an intrusion does occur, that our risk is very low as possible.
Very good. Thanks, Rich. As you take a look at things, what is the biggest technology challenge that you have faced, or challenges that you see coming down the road?
I think the biggest challenge really in this that we've encountered, and that I foresee us encountering, is that social media is a constantly changing landscape. It's always evolving, and you could say that a year ago, no, we'll say 5 years ago, if you weren't updating your skills every year, then you were outdated quickly. As of just a year ago, we'll say if you're not updating your skill set and reading up on news and changing trends, you're outdated within a month or two. If you go on a month vacation and come back, things have changed dramatically. Facebook's developed a new algorithm, and there's a totally new Instagram killer out there. Everything has changed in that time. And that's one reason why working with Social 5 is fantastic, because we take care of keeping our finger on that pulse of the trends within the industry of social media, and what is changing, and making sure that we are taking responsibility for making sure that we're not being left behind on any new developments, and making sure that we're up to date on any new changes. So that, I guess, is the biggest challenge that we've faced, is dealing with the random curveballs that are thrown at us by the industry, by Facebook, changing policies and procedures and APIs. And that's one nice thing about being a licensee, is you don't have to worry about any of those details. You just know, hey, that guy that liked to talk a lot on the phone over at Social 5, that CTO guy, he's worried about that. And he woke up this morning, he read that article already, he has a plan. I'm just going to go out there and sell. And that's what I'm going to take care of.
Yeah, that's terrific. I even think, from the advisor right down to their customers, that somebody else is thinking of that and taking care of it for them. Mm-hmm. Rich, we've got one more question, and that is, what are the proper steps to being able to set up an IPsec tunnel?
Well, I'll defer to you, Chris.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate you coming on in and spending time with the advisors here. And Rob and Jeremiah and Rich, we've got a lot of people on the line. We've got some folks that are brokers. They're listening in, that are learning a little bit more about this opportunity. We've got some folks there that have been selling for a little bit and have joined back in to learn a little bit more. And we've got some folks that have learning about the opportunity for the first time. And we've got some other folks that have joined in to listen again. So good audience there. We've got a lot of great questions. And I've got a couple of things I want you guys to, there's some questions I would like you guys to follow up with. And so please go ahead and wrap up with those last couple of questions.
All right, excellent. Hey, this is Jeremiah hopping in. One of the questions that we did have come through is if we sell two of the same type of business in the same geographic area, for example, an HVAC dealer, for instance, would the content be different for each? So really, really good question. One of the strong parts of our system is the ability to segregate content into different buckets. So we could have 16 different streams of content for dentists or whatever it happens to be. Now, we do want to leverage content that is engaging, that is successful across the same industry in different geographic markets. And our system allows us to scale that content that way. But if you happen to sell the same industry in a very narrow geographic market, we've had that happen. And quite honestly, as I answer this question, I think to myself, how often does this really happen? I mean, because the field is so broad that Rob had mentioned that when we just did Central Utah, that our salespeople didn't run into each other. Doesn't happen very much. We did have one case up in New Jersey where we had 3 pool companies that were sold within the same city. In that case, the licensee reached out to us and said, hey, we've got these all in the same city. What can you do to help out? And so we created 3 entirely separate streams of content for those 3 pool companies, because we want to make sure that they receive the best possible content that's different from any competitors they may have. So that is a possibility. If you are selling all in the same industry in your city, just let us know so we can make sure there are appropriate safeguards in place. Other than that, we are fine with we do have what do you call it? I guess restrictions in our system in place that then take the content and make sure that we can reuse it in different states, but not specific local geographies. So.
Yeah, good question. And I think I would just conclude, Chris, by saying thanks to those that have taken an opportunity to look deeper at this licensing opportunity with Social 5. Social media is for real. It's not going away. The adoption rate is at its infancy, and we're really excited about the solutions that we've proven over the last 4 years. And now it's time to move with speed. It's a land grab. It's really a gold mine. And so if this intrigues you, I would say, visit with the people that brought you on board. We're happy to answer more questions or visit with you personally. And the only thing that I would say is that we're looking for partners that have good sales background and sales experience. So, if you really come from an engineering background or a finance or an operations background, this is probably not the best fit for you because we do all of that for you. So if you have a good business development or marketing background and have aptitude for selling, this is a good fit because we can equip you with the products and the sales support you need to be successful, but make sure you look at it that way. And those that do have that background are being very successful. So thanks for taking time with us today, Chris. I'll give it back to you and appreciate you having us in today, Chris.
Great. Thanks, everyone. And just to echo what Rob just said, really appreciate everybody taking their time to spend this afternoon with us, giving an opportunity to talk about something that we really enjoy speaking of. And again, as Rob mentioned, we are happy to answer any questions you have. You need to go out and do your due diligence, see if this is a fit for you. As you have questions, if you'd like to speak with anybody here that you've heard from, the person who invited you to this, Mike, Kim, Matt, Dan, any one of them, we have great relationships with all of those folks. They can put you in touch with any of us, get any of your questions answered. We're glad to do that for you and really enjoy working with those who kick the tires and come in making an informed decision. So with that said, we'll wrap up today with, again, thank you, and everybody have a terrific day.